Muniachi. Your Excellency Chancellor Sir, I will now invite Yellow Wagoners to give us the number Nibebe by Rose Muhando. Yellow Wagoners. Yellow Wagoners. Your Excellency Chancellor Sir, I now invite Registrar Academic Affairs, Dr. Stephen Mailu, to cite the legal anchorage for today's event. Registrar, Sir.
Your Excellency Chancellor Sir, in accordance with the National Defense University Kenya Charter 2021, Section 25, 1 and 2, the university is authorized by Statute 36 to confer degrees and award diplomas and certificates in programs approved by the University Senate. Chancellor Sir, in the 2022-2023 academic year, a total of 167 graduates satisfied their respective college academic boards on examinations and the University Senate for the conferment of various degrees and award of diplomas of National Defense University, Kenya.
Thank you, our Registrar. Your Excellency, Chancellor Sir, allow me to call upon the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics and Student Affairs to lead us in the conferment of degrees and awarding of diplomas. Deputy Vice Chancellor, ma'am.
Your Excellency, Chancellor Sir, allow me to call upon the Commandant, National Defense College, Major General Rashid Elmi, and the Deputy Principal, National Intelligence and Research University College, Professor Mwenda Tarangwi, to present graduates for conferment of the various degrees of National Defense University, Kenya, in the following order: National Defense College, followed by National Intelligence and Research University College. Your Excellency, Chancellor Sir, some of our allied graduates were not able to be with us physically today. They are, however, following this ceremony virtually and will graduate in absentia. Will the graduates who will be receiving the master's degree rise and present themselves for conferment of the degree in the order in which their names are called? Thank you, sir.
Your Excellency, Chancellor Sir, I have the honor to present the following 44 candidates who, during the 2022-2023 academic year, satisfied the College Academic Board on examinations of the National Defense College and the University Senate for the conferment of Master of Arts in National Security and Strategy of National Defense University, Kenya. Brigadier Limo Peter Kepketer, Kenya Defense Forces. Brigadier Mutua Joseph Kaku, Kenya Defense Forces. Brigadier Sokobe Titus Gitamo, Kenya Defense Forces. Colonel Adu Joseph Edet, Kenya Defense Forces. Colonel Arido Charles Karidi, Kenya Defense Forces. Colonel Ayola Tosin Alani, Nigerian Armed Forces. Colonel Poit Christopher Tarus, Kenya Defense Forces. Colonel Chirchir Emmanuel Kipngetich, Kenya Defense Forces. Kano Kanobayire Luis, Rwanda Defense Force. Kano Kula Dambala Boru, Kenya Defense Forces. Kano Kihuta Patrick, Uganda People's Defense Forces. Kano Kiraguri Alex Dongo, Kenya Defense Forces. Kano Kitusia Eric Zioki, Kenya Defense Forces. Kano Boro Victor Degwa, Kenya Defense Forces. Kano Moiruri Peter Mwangi, Kenya Defense Forces. Kano Ngigi Emma Wanjero, Kenya Defense Forces. Kano Niwamanya Johnson, Uganda People's Defense Forces. Kano Ondil Godfred Otieno, Kenya Defense Forces. Kano Simwaka Patrick Wilton, Malawian Defense Forces. Kano Vigisa Tobias Karani, Kenya Defense Forces. Sad Chenani Rose Fukuza, National Youth Service, Kenya. Senior Superintendent Kemboi Ruben Kangogo, National Police Service, Kenya. Senior Superintendent Dhiga Josephat Njeru, Kenya Police Service. Dr. Asin Caroline Achieng, Ministry of Health, Kenya. Dr. Chumba Christopher, National Intelligence Service, Kenya. Dr. Githuka George Joroge, Ministry of Health, Kenya. Dr. Mohamed Ibrahim Rashid, Ministry of Agriculture, Kenya. Ms. Makosi Lucia Denya, Kenya Wildlife Service. Ms. Muthigani Beatrice Wanjugu Musheru, Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs. Ms. Dirangu Naomi Wairemo, Kenya Revenue Authority. Ms. Nganga Lucy Wanjohi, Kenya Revenue Authority. Ms. Parmares Aska Jepto, National Intelligence Service, Kenya. Mr. Abuto George Omolo, Kenya Forest Service. Mr. Kerage Peter Misiani, Kenya Revenue Authority. Mr. Mugo William Joroge, Directorate of Immigration Services, Kenya. Mr. Musimi John Kilonzi, National Intelligence Service, Kenya. Mr. Ngeno Gilbert Kipyegon, Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs. Mr. Obura Ezekiel Kasuku, Kenya Revenue Authority. Mr. Wendot Evans Kipchumba, Ministry of Interior and National Administration. Your Excellency, Chancellor Sir, the following 5 candidates are following the graduation online. Brigadier General Thapa Bola Nath, Nepali Army. Colonel Karki Ruba Kumar, Nepali Army. Group Captain Gupta Vijay Kumar, Indian Armed Forces. Ms. Kiri Jane Wanjiru, Kenya Prison Service. Mr. Ishikuta Fred Ronald Ohutso, Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs. That is the end of NDC, sir. Please wait for the conferment of the degree by the Chancellor.
Your Excellency, Chancellor Sir, I have the honor to present the following 29 candidates who, during the 2022-2023 academic year, satisfied the College Academic Board on examinations of the National Intelligence and Research University College and the University Senate for the conferment of various master's degrees of National Defense University, Kenya. Master of Arts in Intelligence, Security, and Policy Studies. Adika Elizabeth Mwende, Jebleting Mercy, Kairanga Beatrice Mudhoni, Karani Michael Motito, Karoki George Carrier, Kerata Joel Chacha, Kiroro Swale Nyamawi, Kidike David Mbisi, Koech Anthony Cheruyot, Mageka Ann Nyaboke, Mohammed Amin Mohammed, Mumbo Calvin Ogal, Nduva Imelda Mutile, Suke Shama Narasha, Master of Arts in Strategic Intelligence Studies, Gikunda Betty Nkirote, Kamonde Peter Moshiri, Karani Doreen Kendi, Keitani Peter Kipchumba, Kelongi Protas Watitei. Kimani Agnes Wagari. Mulunda Duncan Wafula. Mutai Kiplagat. Mutua Felistas Mwende. Mutua Winnie Ndondie. Joroge Rose Watari. Okea Ouma Morris. Simiu Faith Nekesa. Supuko Grace Naitabau. And finally, Tor Jane Jean Jebiwot. Please wait for the conferment of your degrees by the Chancellor.
May I request all the master's graduates to be upstanding? May I also request all the NDUK academic staff and all our guests in academic regalia rise up for the conferment of master's degrees. Your Excellency Chancellor, sir, allow me to request you to confer the Master of Arts in National Security and Strategy, Master of Arts in Intelligence, Security and Policy Studies, and Master of Arts in Strategic Intelligence Studies degrees of the National Defense University, Kenya. Sir.
I admit the persons presented to me to the master's degree of the National Defense University, Kenya, for which you have been educated, trained, examined, and qualified, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give power to read and to do all that appertains to this degree. Congratulations.
Thank you, Your Excellency Chancellor Sir. I request that we be seated.
Your Excellency, Chancellor Sir, allow me to now call upon the Commandant, Joint Command and Staff College, Major General Eric Kinuthia, to present graduates for award of the Postgraduate Diploma in Defense and Strategic Studies of National Defense University, Kenya. Your Excellency, Sir, again, some of our allied graduates were not able to travel physically to be with us today. They are, however, following this graduation online. Will the graduates who will be presented with the award rise and remain standing in the order in which their names are called?
Your Excellency, Chancellor Sir, I have the honor to present the following 56 candidates who, during the 2022-2023 academic year, satisfied the College Academic Board of Examinations of Joint Command and Staff College and the University Senate for the award of Postgraduate Diploma in Defense and Strategic Studies of National Defense University, Kenya. Distinction: Lieutenant Colonel Ochieng Joseph Omondi, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Ogire Joseph Osuo, Kenya Defense Forces. Credit: Lieutenant Colonel Abdi Karim Abduba Abdul Kadir, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Agufa Samuel Jirimani, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Ainea Judy Marebe, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Ajier Grace Akinyi, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Asuza Derek Mugedo, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Baraza Wycliffe Daniel, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Charo Stephen Jeffwa, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Chepkoech Jacqueline, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Chimpaka Bienvenue, Burundi National Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Gaga Alas Tago, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Galgalo Jirimo Liban, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Galgalo Mohamed Wario, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Githenji Ezekiel Mwangi, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Guchu George Kazuka, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Hamisi Gerard Msaga, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Kangwere Job Gitonga, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Kemboi Nancy Chemngetich, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Kimosop Hilary Kipkoech, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Koima Jonathan Kipkurui, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Lairumbi Japheth Kinyili, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Masharia Samuel Kamiru, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Makunda Okomboli Jovan, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Masalia Jonathan Musau, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Mirore Faith Wamboi, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Munyao Andrew Isongo, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Muthe Lawrence Moredi, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Motuko Patrick Motiso, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Terito Samuel Wambogo, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Dushabandi Paul, Rwanda Defense Force. Lieutenant Colonel Nikoyagize Richard, Burundi National Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Joroge Patrick Dohio, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Ogonda Nicholas Rolvins, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Ogutu Johnson Ogo, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Ongesa Isaiah Geshuki, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Osweto Joan Adhiambo, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Tangus Sicily Chebet, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Tasfai Tamene Esha, Ethiopia National Defense Forces. Major Mpinda Singulu Edgar Edward, Tanzania People's Defense Forces. Major Mtenga Joseph Bartholomew, Tanzania People's Defense Forces. Major Mumbo Hinzano Charo, Kenya Defense Forces. Major Musasizi Edgar, Uganda's People's Defense Forces. Major Musyoki Shadrach Ndhusi, Kenya Defense Forces. Major Mudheu Happiness Mutua, Kenya Defense Forces. Major Nasser Igambi Drago, Uganda People's Defense Forces. Major Sengiyumva Emmanuel, Rwanda Defense Force. Major Oteri Zakias Mwaneki, Kenya Defense Forces. Major Rono Stanley Kipkoech, Kenya Defense Forces. Major Siame Noel, Zambia Defense Force. Your Excellency Chancellor Sir, the following 6 candidates are following the graduation online. Lieutenant Colonel Chol John Biliu Deng, South Sudan People's Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Gondwe Overton Martin, Malawi Defense Force. Lieutenant Colonel Mambili Diana Singoyani, Kenya Defense Forces. Commander Thikiso Michael Gilbert, South Africa National Defense Forces. Major Basnet Rajendra, Nepal Armed Forces. And Major Thuahuku Papu Emmanuel, Botswana Defense Force. Please wait for the award of the postgraduate diploma by the Chancellor.
Request all the NDUK academic members of staff and our guests in academic regalia to rise for the conferment of the postgraduate diploma in Defense and Strategic Studies of National Defense University, Kenya. Your Excellency, Sir, may I kindly request you to award the postgraduate diploma.
I award the persons presented to me the postgraduate diploma in Defense and Strategic Studies of National Defense University, Kenya, for which you have been educated, trained, examined, and qualified. Congratulations.
Your Excellency, sir, I request that we be seated.
Your Excellency, Chancellor, sir, allow me to call upon the Principal, Defense College of Health Sciences, Colonel Helen Kamotho, the Commandant, Joint Command and Staff College, Major General Eric Kinuthia, and the Commandant, National Defense College, Major General Rashid Elmi, to present graduates for the award of diplomas of National Defense University, Kenya, in the following order: Defense College of Health Sciences, followed by Joint Command and Staff College, and then finally the National Defense College. Your Excellency, Chancellor, sir, some of our allied graduates from the National Defense College and the Joint Command and Staff College were not able to travel. They are, however, with us following virtually. Will the graduates who will be receiving the diplomas rise and remain standing in the order in which their names are called?
Your Excellency, Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present the following 14 candidates who, during the 2022-2023 academic year, satisfied the College Academic Board on examination of Defense College of Health Sciences and the University Senate for the award of Higher Diploma in Critical Care Nursing of National Defense University, Kenya. Warrant Officer Class 1, Talam Joshua Lonex. Warrant Officer Class 2, Keremi Gregory Ithinji. Senior Sergeant Adino Japheth Othiambo. Senior Sergeant Gatueri Enid Karira. Senior Sergeant Nderito Charles Kimotho. Senior Sergeant Sang Nathan Kipkoril. Sergeant Arisi Jasper Orare. Sergeant Naibei Wesley Kiprop. Sergeant Njue Alex Munene. Sergeant Nyaga Dennis Kinywa. Sergeant Okemwa Faye Nyasiaboka. Sergeant Onyango Kennedy Otieno. Sergeant Otaya Joseph Malik. Sergeant Wawero Emily Wamboi. Your Excellency, Chancellor, sir, allow me to lead the graduates in reciting the nurses' professional pledge as a commitment to duty. May the graduates raise their right hand in readiness to recite the nurses' pledge. I do solemnly swear before the Almighty God and in the presence of this assembly to observe the Nurses' Code of Ethics and Conduct. I shall faithfully practice my profession in accordance with the laid down laws and regulations as provided for in the Nurses Act Cap 257 of the laws of Kenya. I shall abstain from whatever is mischievous and shall not take or knowingly administer any harmful drug. I shall do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession. I shall hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping and all family affairs coming to my knowledge in the practice of my calling. With loyalty shall I endeavor to work in collaboration with other team members in the provision of health care and devote myself to the welfare of those committed to my care. So help me God. Lower your hand and wait for the award of higher diploma by the Chancellor.
Your Excellency, Chancellor Sir, I have the honor to present the following 3 candidates who during the 2022-2023 academic year satisfied the College Academic Board on Examinations of Joint Command and Staff College and the University Senate for the award of Diploma in Defense and Strategic Studies of National Defense University, Kenya. Credit: Commander Awala Nodi Matthews, Namibia Defense Force. Lieutenant Colonel Cherugut Simon Kipkemoi, Kenya Defense Forces. Lieutenant Colonel Onyango Simon Oriro, Kenya Defense Forces. Please wait for the award of the diploma by the Chancellor.
Your Excellency, Chancellor Sir, I have the honor to present the following 21 candidates who during the 2022-2023 academic year satisfied the College Academic Board on Examinations of the National Defense College and the University Senate for the award of Diploma in National Security and Strategy of National Defense College, National Defense University, Kenya. Distinction: Colonel Yahya Abdikadir Mohammed. Credit: Brigadier Kimondio Peter Mudama, Kenya Defense Forces. Brigadier Kimonge Gilead Mwachala, Kenya Defense Forces. Colonel Balata Makonani, Kenya Defense Forces. Colonel Kiago Stephen, Kenya Defense Forces. Colonel Masai Kennedy Kitwer, Kenya Defense Forces. Colonel Pera Mihigo Emmanuel, Burundi National Defense Force. Colonel Munachilemba Crispin Muleya, Zambia Defense Force. Colonel Murimi Wilberforce Njau, Kenya Defense Forces. Colonel Ndegwa Eutychus Waweru, Kenya Defense Forces. Colonel Zuki Frederick Muse, Kenya Defense Forces. Colonel Wino Eric Odipo, Kenya Defense Forces. Colonel Wambua Frederick Maisori, Kenya Defense Forces. Your Excellency, Chancellor Sir, the following 8 candidates are following the graduation online. Distinction: Colonel Tere Alex Mwiti. Credit: Brigadier General El Gandour Sayed Ahmed Al Jafari, Egyptian Armed Forces. Brigadier General Sikukuu Zeno Johnson, Tanzania People's Defense Force. Colonel Maina Morris Otia, Kenya Defense Forces. Colonel Mogadi Modhomuko Huzie, Botswana Defense Force. Colonel Orange Patrick Owen, Namibia Defense Force. Colonel Ruweyemamu Jason Benedict, Tanzania People's Defense Forces. And lastly, sir, Colonel Sebebu Alamayehu Adisu, Ethiopia National Defense Force. Please wait for the award of the diploma by the Chancellor.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, may I kindly request all the academic members of staff and our guests in academic regalia to rise up for the conferment of the various diplomas of the National Defense University, Kenya. Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me to request you to award the respective diplomas of the National Defense University, Kenya.
I award the persons presented to me the respective diplomas of National Defense University, Kenya, for which you have been educated, trained, examined, and qualified. Congratulations.
Your Excellency, sir, I request that you may be seated. Your Excellency, Chancellor, sir, I now call upon the Registrar Academic Affairs to administer the National Defense University Kenya Alumni Pledge. All graduates will rise. Registrar Academic Affairs, sir.
Your Excellency, Chancellor, sir, I recite the Alumni Pledge. I do hereby pledge unwavering allegiance to National Defense University, Kenya. I appreciate the great learning experience that I have undergone as a student. I pledge to be an active member in National Defense University Kenya Alumni Association, wherever I may be. I shall uphold the values and ideals of my alma mater. Commitment to excellence and service at all times. Please be seated.
A hearty congratulations to the first graduating class of NDUK 2023, Makoto. Your Excellency, Chancellor, sir, it is now my honor to invite the Vice Chancellor, National Defense University, Kenya, to make his remarks and lead us through this phase of the ceremony. Vice Chancellor, sir.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces, and the Chancellor of National Defense University, Kenya, Governor of Nakuru County, the Cabinet Secretary for Defense, the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Education, Chief of the Defense Forces, and the Chairperson of the Council, principal secretaries present, the Vice Chief of the Defense Force, service commanders, members of the University Council, fellow Vice Chancellors, Deputy Vice Chancellors, commandants, principals, and directors of university colleges, members of the University Senate, members of the Diplomatic Corps, general officers, faculty, distinguished guests, our first graduates, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, sir, before I make my remarks, I want to recognize the Vice Chancellors with gratitude and their presence following this particular occasion. Please rise to be recognized. Professor Stephen Kiama, University of Nairobi. Professor Paul Wainaina, Kenyatta University. Professor Daniel Mugendi Njiru, University of Embu. Professor Victoria Wambui Ngumi, Jomo Kenyatta University for Agriculture and Technology. Professor Elijah Omwenga, Acting Vice Chancellor, Open University of Kenya. Professor Peter N. Mushiri, Dedan Kimathi University. Daystar University, representing Professor Laban P. Anyiro, representative of Professor Emily Acheng Akuno, Jaramogi Oginga University of Science and Technology. Professor Winston Akala, Koitalel Samuel University College. Professor Joyce Agalo, Machakos University. Professor Penina Alo Abudo, Masai Mara University. The very Reverend Professor Stephen Mbugu Angari, Catholic University of East Africa. Professor Benedict Wambua, Technical University of Kenya. Professor Isaac Sang Koskei, Moi University. Professor Solomon Ingosangwa Shibairo, Masinde Muliro University. Professor Linus Gitonga, Karatina University. Dr. Adimba from Statmore University. Professor Kibwage, Egerton University. Professor Henry Kiptenoi Kiplangat, Kabarak University. Ambassador Professor Festus Kaberia, Multimedia University. Your Excellency, sir, we have also received numerous goodwill messages from various universities and our strategic partners. With your permission, Your Excellency, sir, I wish to acknowledge a few these goodwill messages from Commission of University Education, University of Nairobi, Kenyatta University, Dedan Kimathi University of Technology, Pwani University, Kenya School of Revenue Administration, Catholic University of East Africa, and Masai Mara University. Your Excellency, Chancellor, sir, we are also grateful for the presence of distinguished professors and eminent persons, including Professor Peter Kagwanja, Professor Humphrey Wycliffe Odur, Professor Wegulo, Professor Okoth, Dr. George Njenga. We acknowledge and grateful for your presence today. Your Excellency, sir, I thank you all most sincerely for coming to witness this great occasion as the National University Kenya convenes the first congregation of the conferment of degrees and award of diplomas. It also gives me great privilege and honor to host you here at the university seat for this inaugural graduation ceremony. Today is a great day and a proud moment for the institution and certainly for all the graduates before us today. Congratulations for this achievement and well done. Your Excellency, this graduation ceremony is a significant milestone in the attainment of an ambition which began 8 years ago. In 2015, a transitional team was established to develop the National Defense University. This mission was accomplished on the 28th of May 2021 when the university was granted its charter, paving way for the establishment and exercise of other institutions and the structural components of the university. In this regard, I will be amiss if I do not acknowledge that this university benefited from the great leadership and foundation laid by pioneers of the first university management, and to whom we owe eternal gratitude. I thank you, Your Excellency, for the guidance and support you have provided as the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces, and the Chancellor of this university. I also appreciate the guidance and support by the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Defense, as well as the University Council. I also recognize the dedication of my colleagues in the University Management Board and Senate, as well as the efforts of the entire staff of the university. In addition, I also acknowledge the participation of our partners and various stakeholders. I welcome all who have contributed to this university to delight in its success, especially today's graduation. Your Excellency, since the award of this charter in 2021, the university has been consistent in delivering the vision and spirit of the pioneers. Beholden to the university mandate, vision, and mission, we have defined our priorities, aligned with our resources and ambitions to meet several significant achievements. In the last 3 years, we have built the university seat, established robust governance structures, recruited key management and academic staff, established a university journal with 2 issues already published, established an annual symposium with the first held in October on cybersecurity. We have sustained old and initiated collaborations with government and private sector, both locally and internationally. The most critical of this achievement has been the success in safeguarding a sustained academic calendar. We are currently steadily rolling out 23 out of 24 accredited programs. We have also trained from various ministries, departments, and agencies with an overarching aim to create common knowledge on the impact of their respective mandates on national security. Your Excellency, I can affirm that the university is on a strong foundation and committed to fulfilling its mandate. And as a testament to this dedication, today NDUK presents its inaugural graduating class of 2023 with 167 graduates. Your Excellency, this is our finest and glorious moment in the history of the university. Your Excellency, I will also shift my remarks to specifically address the inaugural NDUK graduating class of 2023. Once again, congratulations. I am proud of your individual and collective achievements. You are the first class to graduate at the university seat. As such, my lenses, your graduation is the class of pioneers. In this regard, as pioneers, there will be great expectations on your ability to deliver your respective roles and the articulation of your respective national discourse in a way that adds value and accelerates the attainment of our national aspirations. The price to pay will be your intentional leadership by offering sound and informed options to the question you will face in your career path. In this regard, it is my hope that the education you have acquired will offer a guide to stimulate great ideas, ambitions for self and country. As you move forward in your life, believe that you have the power to make a difference in the world. Never forget that the future is designed by collective participation, and by remaining an active contributor, we can shape it in a positive way. Always believe in yourself and your abilities. Never give up on your dreams. Remember that success is not just about what you accomplish in your life, but also about what you inspire others to do or become. To get where you are going, you must be disciplined and have the right attitude and be context aware. Occasionally, you will succeed, but success also works hand in hand with failure. During your careers, you will likely encounter what may seem like impossible ambitions, enormous assignments, or face the burden of solving man-made or natural crises, which most of the time will demand resources you may not have and occur in circumstances beyond your control. Consequently, your performance in addressing the situation may be disappointing. However, knowing that you did your best will give you comfort. And as pioneers, I'll call upon you to always give your best in every task entrusted to you. Whenever the future places you, you are the pen holder to the story of your life and the narrative you create. You must always remain aware that you are not islands. As you navigate life, be open to collaboration and always lean in to learn from others. Accordingly, as the pioneer class, you will remain the symbol of what will characterize the quality and culture of National Defense University, Kenya. Remain conscious of this responsibility and gift future alumni the honor and courage to lead. It is our hope that as alumni of this university, you will embrace an enduring synergy with the university. In that, the university will always be ready to support you, but at the same time, look upon you to be its ambassador and source of support. I wish you fair winds and following seas in your careers. Your Excellency, as I conclude, in accordance with the National Defense University Kenya Chapter 2021, paragraph 25(1) and 2, and Statutes 36(5), after your address, this congregation stands dissolved. Your Excellency, with those remarks, I request to invite the Chief of the Defense Forces, who is also the chairperson of the University Council, to make his remarks, and thereafter invite the Cabinet Secretary for Education, CDF, sir.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces and Chancellor of the National Defense University, Kenya, Governor Nakuru County, Cabinet Secretary for Defense and Cabinet Secretary for Education, Vice Chief of the Defense Forces, Service Commanders, members of the University Council, General Officers and Senior Officers, General Officers serving and retired, other Vice Chancellors here present, Commandants and Principals and Directors of University Colleges, members of the University Senate, distinguished guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, it is with great pleasure and honor that I welcome you on behalf of the National Defense University Council to our first graduation ceremony. Today is a great day for us because it marks an important milestone in our ongoing journey to deliver high-quality professionals in the field of defense, security, and strategy as mandated in the University Charter. I thank you, Your Excellency, for your continued support throughout this journey. Your Excellency, the last 2.5 years since the award of the Charter, the University Council has worked tirelessly and leveraged its various experience and expertise to provide the necessary guidance and advice to the university management. Accordingly, I wish to recognize and appreciate the University Council members who are drawn from the military, relevant government ministries, academia, private sector for their dedication. Council members who are here, please rise up to be seen by His Excellency. You may be seated. Through the advice and guidance of this team, The university has experienced growth since its inception, and now it can boast of a rich mix of academic programs, well-developed governance structures, a good network of partners in government, academia, industry, and research institutions, both locally and internationally, as well as a strong human resource base, which we will continue to nurture and strengthen. Your Excellency, the graduates before you today are a testament to this growth, as they are from different disciplines and are drawn from the various security agencies, governments, ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as from various countries spread out globally.
Thank you.
The University Council will continue to provide the necessary guidance and advice to the university management to steer the university to even greater heights. Your Excellency, allow me to appreciate the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Education, as well as the National Treasury for their continued support to the university. In this regard, we appreciate the guidance and financial support from the government, which has facilitated the smooth running of the programs and infrastructure development, in addition to the acquisition of materials and services, enabling the university to offer quality education.
Thank you.
I also commend the university management, faculty, and staff for the great work they have done, and encourage them to work even harder to move this institution to the next level. To the families and the loved ones, thank you for your love, encouragement, and support. The fruits of your efforts are evident. I know the journey to this graduation square has not been easy, but I'm sure that without your support, love, and commitment and encouragement, the journey could be more difficult, if not impossible. Therefore, the achievements of the graduates are a reflection of your support. To the graduates, I congratulate you on this achievement. I know you have received sufficient advice, read books, and attended many lectures. Use the knowledge gained to make this world a better place through your individual and collective effort in whichever capacity you will serve. Remember that the global security environment is becoming increasingly volatile, uncertain, and complex, ambiguous, and the dynamics will need renewed leadership. Finally, I want to assure you that I have complete confidence in each and every one of you to lead and, where needed, to make sure we grow, improve, and remain the best. Your Excellency, with those few remarks, I want to thank you, and I want to thank the congregation for your kind attention. With those remarks, I now wish to invite the Cabinet Secretary for Education to make his remarks and invite the Cabinet Secretary for Defense. Cabinet Secretary for Education.
Your Excellency, Chancellor Sir, President of the Republic of Kenya, Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces of Kenya, the Governor of Nakuru County, Cabinet Secretary of Defense, the Chief of the Defense Forces, the Vice Chief of Defense Forces, service commanders present here, members of the University Council, Vice Chancellors of other universities present. I've seen other chancellors, particularly the Chancellor of Dedan Kimathi University, and all protocols observed. Your Excellency, Sir, I'm pleased to be part of this first graduation ceremony of the National Defense University, Kenya. This is yet another milestone in our education sector. Your Excellency, to put this into perspective, it is important to mention that the National Defense University, Kenya, was the first university in Kenya to be granted a charter under Section 24 of the Universities Act 2012. The university was granted its charter on the 27th May 2021 after the Commission for University Education was satisfied that it met all the requirements of a specialized degree awarding institution whose mandate of strategic and national importance. Accordingly, the university was mandated to focus on training and capacity building on practical realities of Kenya's national security concerns and act as a think tank or a policy institute for government and over strategic thinking and direction. Your Excellency, on this occasion of the university's first graduation, I'm happy to see that the university has achieved its mandate, and I am optimistic that it will continue on the same trajectory. My ministry welcomes this growth and the university's contribution to the development of the country's high-level human resource on the specialized areas of defense, security, and strategy. As we celebrate this milestone, I thank all of you for the guidance and support, Your Excellency, for the guidance and support you have provided this university as the Chancellor. Equally, I thank you for the support you have provided to the Ministry of Education in general. As your Cabinet Secretary in charge of education, I am fully aware that matters relating to education are close to your heart. This is evident from the reforms your government has instituted in the education sector, which are meant to streamline the sector and ensure education opportunities are available to all. Your Excellency, sir, also allow me to congratulate and thank my counterpart in the Ministry of Defense, Honorable Adan Duare, for the guidance and support he has accorded this university. On the same note, I applaud the University Council, the Vice Chancellor, and the entire university management, as well as faculty and the staff of National Defense University Kenya for their tireless efforts, which have definitely contributed to the achievement of this milestone. Your Excellency, on my part as the Cabinet Secretary for Education, I commit continued support to the university. However, I am aware that the resources allocated by the government, by your government, may not be sufficient all the time to support all university programs, especially research projects, and therefore call upon the university's management to develop innovative programs to generate extra funds. On the same note, I urge them to maintain high standards of professionalism, academic programs, and the quality of graduates, as well as research and innovation. Your Excellency, as I conclude, I congratulate the graduates and take this opportunity to encourage them to uphold the ethical values acquired from this university. As graduates of this university, you are now the ambassadors of this great institution. Step out there and diligently serve humanity. Always remember that just doing good is not and will never be enough. Achieving impact is what counts. Become creators of the future. I thank you and God bless us all. Your Excellency, I now invite my colleague, Honorable Adan Duare, Cabinet Secretary and Minister for Defense, to make his remarks and invite Your Excellency for your remarks and words of wisdom. Honorable Duare, please. Thank
you. Your Excellency, Dr. William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces, and Chancellor of the National Defense University Kenya, the Governor of Nakuru County, my colleague, Cabinet Secretary for Education, the Chief of Defense Forces, the Principal Secretary of the Ministry of Defense, my sister, and the Member of Parliament for this area, Bahati constituency, Mheshimiwa Irene, members of the Defense and Foreign Relations Institution of Higher Learning, National Defense University, Kenya. Allow me, sir, at this juncture to congratulate our graduates and wish them well as they step out to serve their respective countries and institutions. Your Excellency, National Defense University Kenya is a key enabler to the accomplishment of the mandate of our ministry. The university, through its 6 colleges and 1 constituent college, plays a critical role in developing capacity of strategic thinkers and implementers to support the development of sound policies and strategies, as well as offer practical innovative solutions to address our security challenges and contribute to our national development. Therefore, Your Excellency, today's graduation is a key milestone in this journey. Your Excellency, this institution is also a platform for multidisciplinary dialogue, which aims at finding solutions to contemporary and emerging challenges globally. And I'm pleased to inform you, sir, that on October 26th this year, the university hosted a very successful symposium, which I attended together with my colleague, Mr. Eliud Owalo, Cabinet Secretary for Information, Communication and Digital Economy. The symposium on cybersecurity brought together over 500 in-person and online participants to discuss ways to curb threats in the cyberspace and leverage the opportunity therein for national development. Your Excellency, sir, this dialogue I encourage the university to continue through the security spectrum to make it a solid source of knowledge which contributes to policy and strategy development across our ministries, departments, and agencies. Your Excellency, sir, the achievement made by this university just 2.5 years since it was established are commendable and has made it possible through concerted effort. Consequently, allow me to thank Your Excellency for your guidance, one as the President, as the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, and as the Chancellor of this great university. I also want to register my appreciation to the Ministry of Education and that of the National Treasury for their continued support. Finally, Your Excellency, I want to congratulate and thank the University Council, university management, and the entire university community for the commitment and hard work which has contributed to this success. At this juncture, Your Excellency, let me address the graduates. First and foremost, I extend my congratulations for your successful completion of the academic programs offered by this institution. We acknowledge your sacrifice, your hard work, and your sense of duty, and indeed, dedication, discipline, and unwavering commitment which have brought you to this significant milestone, assurance that the same virtues shall guide you in your duties. Finally, Your Excellency, let me give this advice to the graduates. May your careers be marked by success. May your actions bring peace and security to our respective nations and collectively to the world. Your journey is just beginning, but I